Let me walk you back on what's happened in the last 48 hours. Daniel Snyder, selling the franchise, has already vacated the facility, no longer making the day-to-day decisions. Franchise will be sold. The big story, item one, Jeff Bezos, Amazon owner, was supposed to put a bid in, never did. I'm led to believe that whatever conversation took place between the people handling the negotiations with Bezos and the people handling the negotiations on behalf of Dan Snyder said price tag $7 billion. And Bezos said, I'm not paying $7 billion for this franchise and then have to pay to build a new stadium. I'm not doing that. Stepping away. Well, this morning comes a report that Bezos walked away from that, redirected his glance towards the West Coast. He may talk to the ownership of the Seattle Seahawks, Jody Allen, Paul Allen's widow, about buying the Seattle Seahawks at a more reasonable price. That's why Bezos seems to be out there. Now, the latest report is that there seems to have been an agreement in part for the Washington franchise to be sold to Josh Harris. He owns the Philadelphia 76ers. He owns the NHL New Jersey Devils. The man has enormous wealth. Now, we also heard, though, that there's a Canadian group that's still out there. And somewhere along the way, there's a rumbling that maybe Snyder, although there's a tentative agreement, hasn't signed anything, that he's waiting for the Canadian guy to come back and top the $6 billion offer that Josh Harris made. The league office is sitting there in New York, really frustrated that this guy's playing the Price is Right. And he's trying to cash every chip he can so he can just leave with the biggest profit of all time. Highest price ever paid for an NFL franchise was a year plus ago at Denver, when that was sold to the Rob Walton and Walmart Group, $4.6 billion. This is $6 billion, and Snyder reportedly wants $7 billion for it. So I don't know where this is going to go, but if I were a betting man, it looks like it's a done deal. There's an undercurrent of conversation that if Snyder does not take this deal and get this deal done and get off the books and get out of the room, the league owners could go back, call a special meeting, and vote to eject him from the league.
Oh, wow.
Because there's so much junk and there's so much dirt with all these different investigations that are still going on and have not released the public file on what they found. And I think they've found probably a lot of dirt behind the curtain under the rug with the way Daniel Snyder operated this franchise. So that's where we are now. We think they're on the brink of being sold to the Josh Harris Group, Philadelphia, New Jersey. And if that's the case, people in New Jersey will say, or in Washington will say, yay, new owner, bad guy gone. He made all that money.
Yeah. I mean, they say that a lot in DC, the bad guy gone. But I remember just, 5-6 years ago when the Clippers were sold to Steve Ballmer, and that was for $2 billion. And we were all blown away by that number. Like, oh my God, sports franchises for $2 billion. Now $7 billion. I mean, wow. I mean, that's something.
That's what he's asking for. Isn't it interesting? The franchise that got sold in LA was run by a really bad citizen. This guy's a bad citizen too. On we go.